Good morning. We're here this morning for a special tribal council meeting to update the tribe on our status of our closure, of our employment, and we will have an update on our casino. Mr. Mayan Beltran is here too. Let's call to order at 10:13. Rollin, would you say opening prayer for us, please?
Aho, mauna hinigra wokan chagana. Auna na choki ja ene. Jesus ka ya chanya ja legitu wino. On kshik wina raskune jeskera wino. Mauna wa ene gano. Mauna come to you humbly in a word of prayer. Ask that you would look upon this tribe favorably. That you would have mercy on us, pity us. That you would hear our prayer and we bring before you and pray that you would watch over us, protect us, keep us safe from all harm, danger. Divert all manner of evil and sickness far away from us, far away from our grounds, our people, our friends. Help us to make the right decisions, to take good care of our people, our employees. I ask these things of you humbly in the name of your Son, Jesus. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, power, and glory, forever. That's scripture.
Thank you, Rollin. We have an agenda. On the agenda is Educare. It was decided to close Educare until March 27th. Are we extending that? Admin leave, family medical leave, paid time off, and a travel ban. Is there any additions to the agenda?
Mr. Chairman, I don't know if it needs to be an addition or just it could be captured, but are the gaming commissioners with the both casinos closed going to have admin now also?
We could add that and discuss it.
Because as of, I guess, the Class 2 closing, I think some of them are still working and communicating, but it's just a gray area, and I didn't have an answer for it.
Okay. We'll add Winnebago Gaming Commission for discussion. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any objections? No objections? Motion passed 7-0-0. First item, Educare.
You're gonna have your CEO come in, sir.
Esther?
Morning.
For the tribal organization, we are requesting an extension of the administrative leave and shut down by 2 weeks to April 10th.
this first agenda item is Educare, and that's, is that specifically just to keeping it closed? And not, because I see admin after that. Because if we're just talking about closing Educare, I would make a motion that we keep it closed as long as the Winnebago Public School follow the public school. That way we're not tied to a hard date.
They're kind of following suit with the public school right
And
now?
we don't have no issue with that. We were just requesting at minimum a 2-week extension
Educare?
for both.
They're pretty much requesting that too?
But for Educare, yes.
Okay.
But
Make-
I would support the vice chair's recommendation as well.
Is there a motion to approve the admin until April 10th, right?
I made a motion for Educare to fall in line with the public school for closures and reopen.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Any objections? No objections? Motion passed 7-0-0. Admin leave to no essential employees until March 27th. Are we extending?
And I believe that was a typo on the agenda. I think it's supposed to say non-essential employees. But that is what we're requesting for now, is to extend that until Friday, April 10th.
I make that motion to extend admin leave until April 10th to non-essential employees.
Is there a motion by Roland? Is there a second?
Second?
Any discussion?
I got discussion.
John?
So, I'm not sure exactly how this works, but when this all comes out and the funding comes out, some of this will be reimbursable if it's specific to COVID?
We're still researching that, but that is the indications that I'm receiving, that we have the ability, and that's why we're tracking all of these costs right now that are associated with COVID, so that if we have the ability to get reimbursement, that we're in a position to easily compile that report. And just as another point of discussion on this with admin leave, it's what we're doing is as many of our workers as we can are working telecommuting or from home, or as you see, we have a few employees that are here that are working and practicing the social distancing. We're also working to get as many of our employees back on their clock working as quickly as we can, so that we can continue to be productive and moving forward.
Okay, it was just, I had some thoughts, like if we could utilize some of these non-essential employees towards maybe some actions that were safe, of course, but utilize them in some kind of way that maybe I don't know about. But that's kind of my idea, that I thought if they was doing something that's not their job, but it's specific to COVID, maybe that could be reimbursable down the line. That's all. Thank you, Chairman.
Thanks, John.
Like that.
Eric?
The school is shut down until the 17th, I believe, and right now we are going until the 10th. Would we want to make that adjustment to go with the 17th?
Do we want to set a date on this?
I would say on using 2 weeks at a time is a good benchmark. Right now we're following along with our pay periods, and we can revisit, or even if we get to a point where it's safe for everybody to come back, we can recall all workers. So.
The week that this expires, the regular meeting and the CEO report is both scheduled for that week as well. So there would be an opportunity to make that decision during that week.
Should we say the 10th, April 10th?
for the vote, Chairman.
Do you want to add that to the motion? April 10th? We set a date for April 10th? Wrong.
I said that in
Oh,
the
you did?
motion.
Okay. Okay. Any objections to the motion?
Who seconded that?
We're
Eric.
ready to vote.
No objections? If there's no objections, it's unanimous, 700. Item 2, family medical leave. A limited waiver was granted to allow FML admin leave. If we extend out the admin leave, our FML employees getting it as well.
We're also recommending an extension of 2 weeks on that waiver.
Move it, Chairman.
Second.
Motion by John, second by Roland. Any discussion? Any objections? No objections, motion passed, 700. Item 3, paid time off. A limited waiver was also granted on March 16th till March 27th. If we extend out the admin leave, are we also extending this limited waiver?
We're requesting an extension of 2 weeks, Mr. Chairman.
I'll make that motion to extend it another 2 weeks.
Second.
Motion by Roland and a second by John. Any discussion? Any objections? No objections, motion passed, 700. Item 4, travel ban. It's through April 11th. Does it need to be extended at this time, or are you waiting till closure to the 11th?
We're recommending at this time that the tribe adheres to the recommendations of the CDC regarding travel.
Make a motion that we follow the guidelines of the CDC regarding travel.
Second. Motion by Roland, second by Louis. Any discussion?
What are those guidelines, Justin?
At this point, right now, my understanding is that they're recommending no travel except for essential. And that's basically what we've done as well.
Any more discussion? Any objections? No objections, motion passed, 700.
I got something quick, Chairman.
John?
Before we move on to the Gaming Commission, I was thinking about how long this can go out and eventually what would happen. So I really wanted to discuss these kind of extensions, not on the day of expiration, but like maybe a week out. That way we can give people time if they have to utilize, unemployment, or give them time to apply. Because I think we can do that much.
No problem. And if I can say one thing, these actions that we are recommending are for the protection of our employees, to make sure that our employees are taken care of to the best of our ability.
I suppose April 10th, we can make a decision.
Correct.
Yep. We will make a decision April 10th.
Is that the expiration date again?
There's a CEO report during that week, and I think a regular council meeting during that week that it can be brought back up and discussed further. At this time, as everybody else, we're working off of as best information as we can find, and things change hourly or daily a lot of times. So Esther and I have been having lots of discussions regarding this and our employees, so we just, everything's kind of fluid right now, and we're doing the best that we can.
Any more discussion on it? No?
I guess I'd just like to ask, the CFO if we're gonna be okay money-wise to extend it this much further.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. We're looking at this not only for our employees, but also from the financial aspect and making sure that the tribe is protected in both areas. So we're okay.
Thank you.
Any more discussion? Okay, let's move on to the Winnebago Gaming Commission.
I added this item, I was in touch with one of the gaming commissioners and just, talking about the casino and I was just wondering if there had been communication between the gaming commission and, the CEO of Armayan, because it seems like there's a gap in communication. And so then I started, being concerned about those employees, and since the tribal council is their supervisor, we would be the ones that would, grant admin leave, and since Class 2 closed, I don't know what their function is now. And I think it would be appropriate to keep them safe and make sure that they're in line with what we've been doing for the other employees in the organization.
Okay, I think they fall in line right with the Winnebago tribe employees, unless we want to separate them in any way.
No, we don't need a separate motion, as long as we can concur that they're included. I just wanted to bring it up.
Okay. Okay.
This is Mayan. I'll respond also. I just got off the phone. Damon just called me while we were in this meeting, and I did let Rona know that, until further notice, we were going to be closed till the 31st at least, until we found out what was going on. So they are in the loop of where we're at and what our process is at this time. And I just let Damon know that we're in the meeting about this and that Gaming Commission was up right now. I guess when we get to our area, as far as the casino closure, we were basically recommended to follow the Iowa State governor as well, that she extended all closures until April 7th.
Thank you, Maya. Well, Mr. Chairman, do you think it requires a motion, or is it understood, or Alan, will they need language to do their payroll? I guess, what's appropriate?
It's up to the table. Should we
Okay.
just concur, go along till April 7th, or daily? Mayan?
In our situation, again, ours is last second because we're waiting on what the guidance from the state is for the whole state of Iowa. And we didn't find this out until yesterday when Governor Reynolds had a press conference at 2:30 that she was extending this closure, and she added other businesses and other entities to the closure until April 7th. So this is what we're playing kind of like day by day, because at that point what we noticed is even with the closures that happened already, that the cases of confirmed coronavirus people in the state of Iowa have increased. So through April 7th, we're still going to have to monitor it, because as these things increase in Iowa, Nebraska, and South Dakota, they may extend and keep extending. So we were kind of surprised that she only extended a week. To be honest, we thought she would have been extending this at least 2 weeks. So we still have to play it by ear, because again, I guess the problem would be is if we open up and nobody else is open and something happens, that'll hurt us tremendously in the future. So I did discuss the information with Brad Appleton, the COO of Blackbird Bend, yesterday as well, and they're following the governor's recommendations and following it day by day as well. I did look up Prairie Flowers is also closed, and Meskwaki closed for 30 days when they got the initial announcement. So they already closed for 4 weeks no matter what. But we recommend following the state guideline at this point because if she says open things back up on the 7th and other casinos open, we need to open as well. Now, on the flip side of that, as we talked yesterday, there was a discussion about an alleged coronavirus positive of one of our employees. We're still trying to confirm that. I've been working with Mona Zafante as well, trying to confirm that. We have no confirmation yet of that, so we're still, waiting for confirmation on that. Whether we need to make some kind of public announcement and a letter to employees that may have been in contact. At this point, we're looking at surveillance video. We're questioning the person that's allegedly confirmed to figure out who that person was around within 6 foot, within a time of 2 minutes or longer, to figure out what's going on. So we're waiting for confirmation on that as well. But at this time, our recommended is to follow the state of Iowa, which is currently April 7th.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to authorize administrative leave to the gaming commissioners through April 7th or in line with when our gaming operations open.
The Winnebago Gaming Commission?
Yes.
Second. So prior to that, the Winnebago Gaming Commission, we just concurred them with a tribal, right?
The casino was still open when the tribe closed, so they were still working.
Okay.
And they were even still working after Winnebago's closed because the Iron Horse and Emerson were still open, but since they closed, I understand some of them are still working, but I guess the next question is if there's nothing happening, and maybe they have lots to do, I don't know. I just want to make sure they're covered if.
Okay, we can say that till the 7th, 11 days, but.
And if the casino opens before that and the governor changes their mind, I mean, maybe they go back to work. I just, that's why I said or when the casino's open.
Okay, because the casino is open, surveillance is operating, security is operating, there is IT out there, and we got some administration out there, and with Class 2, the restaurants are serving food, so that is kind of operational in that licensing area. But we can.
Well, I didn't know that. I mean, I don't think the gaming commissioners know that. I mean, I was only in contact with one commissioner, but that's what I'm talking about, a gap in communication where it doesn't seem like the information is being shared, so thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, I don't know if I need to withdraw my motion or if,
It's up
I
to
don't
you.
know.
Right, Mayan, there is surveillance, security, some IT.
Correct. We're still securing the property, and we're still working on things to keep it essentially running prior to opening. We will also need gaming commission approvals and things upon opening, because the promotions and the different things that we need to do are changing by the date of opening. So we'll need them to approve things prior to opening. So we will need their administrative ability prior to that as we come closer to opening.
Do we got any kind of confirmation that Native Star and Iron Horse are serving food? Anybody?
I don't. It was just via social media. I saw something that they were closing, and Brian didn't respond to the email where council said they would support serving food.
Okay.
But I haven't had any further communication with Brian outside of the meeting and then that email chain. Well,
Do you want to stay with your motion, or do you want to withdraw it? John?
I wonder what the Gaming Commission's ability to work remotely, and if we could extend that policy to cover the Gaming Commission, that way if some of them can work from home or some need to go in the office, they can figure that out on their level.
so I would, I guess, modify my motion to authorize the gaming commissioners to work remotely.
I would support that motion. as long as that we stay in compliance and that our operations is ready to go whenever we get the green light to reopen. So I think that that's prudent.
Going back to the flood, I know the gaming commission was laid off, and they had one essential employee, which was the commissioner. So I think in 11 days, we could address that.
Okay.
Okay. That amended motion, it was by Tori, second by Louis. Any discussion? Any more discussion?
Modified.
Modified motion?
To work remotely.
Any objections?
Conversation.
Eric?
The Native Star isn't serving food, and because the main casino's serving, are they gonna open up and start selling then?
We'll have to reach out and ask that question, see what they're doing, what their plan is. Any objections? No objections? Motion passed, 7-0-0. That's the end of the agenda. Anything else? Any more discussion? Mine gave us an update on the casino. We kind of sat there. Anything else?
Again, as we follow it day by day, and we're continuing things running, we're waiting, and I know we're talking about trying to let people know a week ahead, but as we wait for Governor Reynolds to make decisions, we have to wait for them about our closures and things like that. So as of right now, we're preparing for April 7th as an opening, and we'll just play that day by day as well.
Okay, thanks, Mike. Anything else? Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion by Ron, second by Eric, to adjourn. Is there any objections? No objections? We adjourned at 10:40 a.m. Thank you. Mine.
Hello?
Go ahead.
Oh, so I know there was a motion to close us until the 31st before. I didn't hear us make a motion to stay closed until the 7th. I know you guys talked about the gaming commission being, dealt with, but I don't know that you guys made a motion on us staying closed till the 7th, or do you need to?